Are we going?
We're rolling.
Okay, we're going to talk this morning about the basic low ground effect takeoff, or I call it the basic low ground effect takeoff. You might think of it more like a soft field takeoff, but it's different, and it's similar in some ways too. The reason that I've used this all my life, but the reason I've thought about presenting it and the why of it is you see so many people taking off on a long runway and either rolling on the ground, or if they now get into ground effect like the new ACS says ground effect of VY or VX or VY is appropriate, but they don't explain that VX or VY may not be appropriate at all. Whoop, I'm off.
You okay?
I'm okay?
Yep.
I can't see myself anymore.
You're still rolling.
Okay. So if we're at 200 foot here and stall and crash onto the runway, we're still dead. I mean, if we don't have in the low altitude environment, airspeed is more important than altitude. Altitude is important when you've got time to use it, to use the potential energy of altitude for airspeed, actually, to maneuver. But here, if we're going to maneuver after leaving this runway, we need some airspeed to do that. And we don't need 200 foot of altitude. That's not enough to recover from an inadvertent stall. So it's like, other than using it for airspeed, which people don't do, trading it for airspeed, it's useless. So what we're going to do, rather than go high fast, is we're going to capture the free ground effect energy that can't be recovered once we're high. Once you're out of ground effect, you lost all that free energy if there's runway left. So we also need to maintain the runway center line, either tailwheel or nosewheel airplane, and the best way to the control device to do that with is rudder. Aileron doesn't help you a bit on the ground, and even in the air, aileron doesn't put your nose on the target. Once you're oriented towards the target, so we're lined up with the runway, aileron is just going to make it worse. It's not going to make it better if you're off a little bit. You need to dynamically and proactively work the rudder. This is my hands, but this is my feet. Walk the rudder. We need to do it like that fast. Cane. It's just like, it's the same principle. I cannot hold this and once it goes, recover. The recovery method is inefficient. People do it. They even hit the brakes, which scares the old man a lot. No, I need to be dynamic and proactive. I need to move all the time. We're better when we move. We're better when we move, not when we react. So we're going to walk the rudder, and at the same time, we're going to start with the stick or the yoke, if you're in that, whatever you got for the elevator, full aft. We want full elevator. We want to keep the tailwheel on the ground if we're a tailwheel airplane in the wind or whatever, maybe a crosswind. But we want to keep we want to get the nose wheel. The reason in the nose wheel airplane we've got the stick full aft is we want the nose wheel off. We want as few rolling tires on the pavement as possible. We want them all off as soon as we can get them, but the wing won't fly. The wing won't fly in ground effect yet, so we put the elevator full aft, and then that nose wheel will come off as soon as there's enough relative wind to get the wing to lift it, and just the front of the wing lifted. Actually, the wing, it doesn't come up in the air, but anyway, the nose wheel comes off, and we want it just off. We don't want it 6 inches off. We want it just off. Like a 1/4 inch would be good. An inch is fine. Even rolling just a little bit is fine as long as there's no weight on it, but we want it off. With the nose wheel airplane, having this nose wheel off is going to cause it to fly, the wing to fly in ground effect, low ground effect, at less speed than VSO. VSO, velocity, stall, everything out, is an out of ground effect number. Actually has nothing to do with takeoff, has nothing to do with landing either. Both takeoff, getting the wing to lift in ground effect, is a slower speed than VSO, and landing, getting the wing to quit lifting and touch down, stall in ground effect, is less than VSO. So we want that. We want that to happen. Anyway, so we can wait on the nose wheel, or the tail wheel airplane is not going to ever get going with the tail down. Shut off just a minute.